Let's lower that volume. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Right, I'm live. So let's go through the daily, weekly process. Weekly candle. Okay. Daily. We're gonna check lower time frame. We clearly didn't sweep yesterday. Yesterday was a very large expansion day. Bullish fair value gaps. Okay, 4 hour. We didn't close above that 4 hour candle. We've got a large 4 hour imbalance. Are we potentially making a failure swing? Because there's only two types of swings. There's a sweep, and then there's a failure. Potentially a failure swing. Let's check the hourly. I'm gonna mark that as buy side, just so I've got it drawn. Could clearly mark. Let's mark that as like a fair value gap high. I'm just doing my bias. So let's go and do the same thing here. Hourly. Hourly has been respecting bearish PD arrays. We respect this as an order block. Fair value gap. Continue lower, maybe into here where we've got an overlapping PD array. An old high. Let's check the 15-minute. So actually, before I do that, I just want to go through the potential profile. So we've got Asia's low intact. We've got London's lows pretty much intact. I mean, London lows is here, so technically, like, it did get swept, but we're gonna look at that 1 o'clock and that midnight low. Let's just look at our higher time frame on YM also. Okay. This is interesting. Now, what do I think the profile could be? Because the news that we had was at 8:30. 8:30 ran out these highs, swept this high, but left equal highs. Now, the question is that the Judas for the continuation lower into sell side and the dealing range of this? Or is that just to is that to build up a sort of accumulation in or liquidity for a, what would you call it, like a potential sweep later? Because we are in these 4 hour fair value gaps, and these 4 hour fair value gaps work, you know, like here for example, look at this. Imagine this is all you see in price. So you've got this large leg here, and you're probably like, you can probably draw here the dealing range, discount anything below here, but the first 4 hour fair value gap is basically what we respect and go higher. Same here. Imagine you're drawing this as your range. First 4 hour, okay, second does get touched, but essentially just the top is what we respect. And this happens over and over again. Like here, large range, somewhere in discount looks quite acceptable, but instead this top one gets respected. Here again, large range, first 4 hour, maybe second type 4 hour gap gets respected, and we continue higher. So with that in mind, when I'm looking at this, it makes this a potential culprit. But like obviously, with just how the structure's being provided now, it looks a lot more bearish than bullish. Because let's just narrate the 15-minute. We've got three relative equal highs. News comes out at 8:30. News then sweeps all these three highs, closes bearish with a bearish fair value gap, creating our order blocks here. These are your main order blocks, but we're gonna refine them and say here, fair value gap. We then we run back into this area. I assume to touch this. This next candle closes bearish, confirming that you do still have that fair value gap there, so we may need to touch that. We'll check opening range gap soon. If we check the hourly, okay, the hourly was an inverse there. Let's just double check, we see what we're doing. Okay, this is why we need to be careful though, because so look, for longs, it's kind of valid. It touched a 4-hour PD array. You've got a 1-hour displacement with a 1-hour breaker. We're retracing back into discount of this range without sweeping buy side. Now all we would need is a market structure shift to confirm that on the lower time frame. So it's possible, again, though it's like a 50-50. It's like, do you want to call the high and try and sell, or do you just, because that's the kind of structure it's given, or do you stay patient and see whether it provides that like reversal like yesterday? So we'll see. Let's just check opening range gap now. So that's a small gap higher. I wouldn't say anything significant about that, other than maybe, let me check actually the pools of liquidity. Okay, so yeah, I don't expect us to take buy side, at least not yet. What do we have? Bank holiday tomorrow. YM, what's the structure that we're being provided with? Okay, retracement back into the it's a bit loud. There we go. 15-minute. We did already sweep London high, Asia high at the same time that and yesterday's high actually, but it didn't sweep it here. So we got kind of like SMT. I don't know, I don't really look at YM too much for SMT. It can throw you off a little bit. Yeah, ES would look better. So okay, there is some SMT with ES. We're definitely seeing some kind of accumulation here. That is definitely sideways, which means maybe price is looking to do some kind of, you know, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, or the opposite, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We're going to continue to see how this 15-minute respects. Let's get rid of that box. Okay, I must check the NWOGs. It's more important to just check on here. There is a current NDOG here. 2 lower, 1 there. These act as true support and resistance. So essentially for a closure below here, it's just another confluence, and vice versa. You can also use them for other things. I'm gonna actually draw out that because I want to see if we do open with no gap. No, I doubt it. I doubt it. But let's just draw that to midnight. Opening range gap. Small. Premium and discount. So I did touch briefly on this. The 4-hour impulsive leg is in high premium. However, because it did touch a PD rate in there, and this is usually how NQ moves, I don't care too much about that. As long as I've got a 4-hour point of interest, it would be nice to see it come down here, and I use this as like a target type thing if we're bearish. But I don't use it in terms of, oh, I can't take a trade unless it's down here, that type of scenario. I'm gonna get rid of it because that line almost matches up with the lower time frame. Okay, let's say that it's possible we get some kind of let me just make sure actually that I'm doing this right. Okay, yeah, so let's say that we get some sort of movement higher, and this is an area for us to sell. We would need discount to get touched from this high to here. I need this to get touched basically. Otherwise there's no sell. I have to stay consistent with that. Only thing maybe that might save, no, see, there's no I mean technically it is like a balanced price range, but I want I want a fair value gap BPR. We just gotta wait. But it's okay because we haven't got like news at 10, so we can take any trades that present itself sort of at 9:30 if we get anything. Wait 1 second, sorry. Okay, 30 seconds till open. Hmm. So we did respect that 15-minute candle. I'm checking the 1 hour to see if there's a better reclaimed order block. So in here, this is quite a well-defined reclaimed order block, whereas on the 15-minute, it gets a bit like, there's just like many, and you kind of don't know which one to choose. So that's why I always refine the time frame. If the time frames, if there seems to be too many like candles or PD rays, I just move up. That's it. And then now this is clean, right? Like you can clearly see bullish candle, bearish candle. As soon as we close below that, that will be supported for bearish price action. Instead of trying to like, oh look at the 15, oh dear, like, nah, I won't draw it like that. So that won't even be confirmed till at least another half an hour. But let's see what happens on this 15. So we've got this as an order block. Did we? Okay, we opened. Hmm. There is a potential for. I'm not sure actually. Wait, let me see how this candle respects something. Okay. The 5-minute. Yeah, so there is potential for this to go higher, or at least do some sweeps into here. And that's not uncommon. Like, the difference between reading. So look, you can read price action and say price action is bearish. Now, price action is allowed to show some kind of bullish move and then still continue bearish. And it's about not getting trapped in this entire area here of saying, oh, look, a reversal started. So you need to be careful of that. Because a bullish candle close over these black candles in this fair value gap there, that's not necessarily a bullish, it's not 100% a bullish reversal confirmed yet, although it could well be. But we need to confirm this with other pairs. I'm going to draw the buy side here. If we can identify this as accumulation, we would want manipulation to engage the buy side so that smart money could sell short, even though I don't think they're going to try and sell short. Right, like we're at all-time highs. The high is basically 20,000 and it made an equal high. So do you know what's happening? The news is going wild saying, oh, all-time highs, double top 20,000 resistance. So we know that's going to get blown out the water at some point. Let's see, we're getting a strong reaction out of ES. I wanna. Okay. YM's providing the same. Is the question, is what ES gonna tag this buy side at the same time NQ seeks 50%, giving us our SMT manipulation of the accumulation to go lower, or is this gonna confirm with continued power? especially on YM as well, to signify that reversal. Because I'm not 100% convinced just yet. We also need to be making sure we're looking at these higher time frames. So 4-hour closings in 24 minutes. There's equal candle body highs. So that's an area of liquidity. In 24 minutes, a candle could likely open, sweep. It's the question of, are we going to get more bullish PD rays respected or bearish? And then I'm not going to fight it. Like if it's showing, because you know, it is stacked in its favor. Monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour is all bullish. Hourly has created a bullish breaker pattern. Let's draw it from here. We're kind of in that zone. If this hourly candle still respects it, and then 15 minutes starts displacing, leaving fair value gaps, inversing this, using this as a reclaimed order block, that's obviously our ticket to this buy side. Or are we likely gonna see like sweep type candles with long wicks at that 50% for the reversal lower? A difference between a liquidity sweep and a market structure shift would be confirmed with a few things. So displacement over the high is usually not a good sign for, with a close obviously, is not a good sign for just a sweep. You would much rather prefer to see the candle body end here and like wick that. And then also leaving a fair value gap as it breaks through a high is usually, okay, it's not all the time, but it can signify a potential continuation, because what it's doing is something like this, where you can see on the 4-hour here, or was it the 1-hour? Okay, so on the 4-hour we broke a high here with a gap. We touched back into the gap, overlapping PD array to continue higher. And so here also on the hourly, was it? I can't remember exactly. We'll see what we get here. Yeah, I cannot, as much as I would like to sell this, if it gives any kind of pattern, I can't. I have to have that 50% ticked. I'm gonna stay patient. At the moment, this is looking more like a liquidity sweep. See the candles retracing. NQ is still thus far respecting this as an order block. It did dip into the fair value gap. Our YM is bullish as always. Never stops. Crazy. We just gotta wait for this 15-minute candle to close. we're currently, we do have our PD rate. It's just that our 50% rule is not ticked off. And the only thing that would validate it now is if, so I need, I can readjust the range from this. So currently it was that high to like this low, because that was the low that it made at the time. Now I can readjust it for when it makes a new 15-minute high. So I would look at this high, and not this low yet, because it hasn't made this as a low and it hasn't made that as a high. I need that third candle. Looks like we might only get our trade in silver bullet. Plus, for a high probability sell scenario, you kind of want to see an overlapping body for a bearish candle here, completely either filling in this as a fair value gap to deny it, or, you know, show a willingness to want to reject this level, right? If we start seeing candles close like this, leaving fair value gaps, and then we're dipping into it, and then we're struggling to, you know, like, that could potentially mean that we're bullish. So we're gonna identify the next few candles that we get and the story it tells us. One hour, keeping in mind that reclaimed order block. That's actually, wait, F11. How come there we go. I wanted to just full screen it. It looks a bit more professional. A bit more zoomed in now. Bro, I'd seen some guy on TikTok showing yesterday a 5,500% return on some weird investment he did. I don't even know if it was real money. I think it was paper trading. But if anybody watches this, either now or in the future, just know that if someone is trying to sell you on some 5,500 type return thing, yeah, just run, because that is some bad scam. The equivalent would be like invest in £50 and you make like 2,500 back. That's the equivalent, which is super unrealistic. Like, the things that have to go into that happening is just insane. The timing, the execution, the stop loss placement. You'd literally have to have like no stop loss. You'd be entering and expecting zero drawdown. How long do you have to hold? You're probably gambling at news. Like, what's going into that to make that kind of return? And then even worse, if someone makes that kind of return and try and uses that as some sort of marketing tool, you just know that something scammy is going on, because if that dude's really making 5,500% return, like as if it's a casual one, then why isn't he already living his best life? Why is he trying to get you to live your best life before he's trying to live his? Strange. So much madness. Okay. Candle closed. Next one opened. We did close below that high. Trying to see if this candle comes and fills in this entire wick, or at least gives some kind of good rejection of that high. How does this candle react? Maybe maybe by the time this hourly is done that we've closed below. Or, because what have we had here? If we go onto the 5 minute, we've had quite a solid balanced price range. So we likely should see, we likely shouldn't see a retracement back into there now, since it's already provided fair value for buyers and sellers. Infinite money glitch, literally, bro. 5,000. Yeah, this is good. This is kind of what we want to see. Continue to break lower. We've got our midnight here. Let's cross-reference with YM. Very similar. This isn't obviously the first target. My main target is in this kind of area. Like at least taking this sell side, but even if it takes that sell side, my objective would still be to take this low. Or like the fair value gap low. Yeah, I really want to see this hourly close below this candle right here. That would be so ideal. 10k to $1 million a month, literally, bro. So yo, if you 5,500%, yeah. If it was 500 to 2.5k, that means that if you put 2,500, it would be 25, almost 500,000. So from 2k to 500,000, bro. If you were doing that, like what? Like who's even paying you out at that point? Who's letting you run that money out? Like, I don't know. That's strange, bro. It's just it don't add up, man. Innit? Like, cause you know when yeah, trading is so interesting, bro. Cause from the outside in, yeah, everybody looks like they're making money. Everyone looks like they're all on the winning team and that all these crazy things are possible. But when you're in this like industry type thing, when you're actually about it, you know that you can see through it all, bro. I see all the scammers, I see all the lies, I see it all, bro. Fugazi. It's all a Fugazi. It's deep. Oh snap. It's crazy because the guy that I'm actually talking about, so I don't want to name his name in it, but the guy I'm talking about, he actually just started some kind of voice call in some, because this is how I found out about it. I've seen it in this Discord that I joined yesterday, and bro, actually no, I didn't join yesterday. I joined a few days ago, but I seen a link to his TikTok yesterday, and he's doing a voice call in there now. Oh, it's so cringe, bro. Oh. We gotta pull up on him, bro. Let him know. Top Step's not allowing me to. Bro, so you can only have 3 accounts with Top Step, right? Is it because you're doing too many accounts, or what's that about? Hmm. I seen some dude, I think he had a 50k Top Step account showing some progress on it. And he'd passed the account, which is good. But the amount of risk he's doing is absolutely insane. His account was up like a few thousand, and he's shown in the screenshot that for that day he made a few thousand. So he literally made all that profit in that day, and it makes me think like, with that high risk, how many accounts is he turning over? Like, how many times did he completely blow that account with that high risk before getting there? That's crazy, man. People live like they got another life or something. Madness. On a 50k risking. What did he? So he had it passed. How much can you max risk or lose? It's like 1,000 in it or something. Trying to get another comment. It's literally 1,000 away from passing my last, and the 30 days were up. Now it doesn't allow me to buy a new account. Oh, is it like some like terms and conditions that you have to pass this account in 30 days type thing? Bro, that don't sound right. I don't actually rate Top Step. Top Step's definitely. I know this is very biased, but Top Step definitely is disadvantage to Apex. I believe, anyways. If you disagree, that's fine. Um, but there is some things I know about each of them. Apex definitely outweighs Top Step. So for one, Apex allows you to. So let's say you've maxed out Apex, right? You're in end game territory. Now you want to connect using other, and you want to diversify using other prop firms and get other accounts so that in case one firm goes down, you don't lose your entire career. Now, with Apex, you can do that. You can link different Tradeovates together, basically, and trade even just one Tradeovate account with every single prop firm's stuff on it. But Top Step are greedy, bro. Top Step don't want you to do that. They don't let you. When you've got your own Top Step Tradeovate login, that's it. You can't link any other um, prop firms with that. So essentially, like to trade, if you wanted to trade Top Step and then trade Apex, you'd need 2 different logins of Tradeovate. Whereas with Apex, you can just get one login and that's it. You can trade everything, but except Top Step. It's like the only company that doesn't work with it. One thing I am a little bit jealous of is how people in the Forex industry can just like, it's so much easier to get a payout. That is the only problem. Like payouts in that industry are so much easier since um when you pass an account, there is no trailing, like there's no buffer that needs to be made. There's none of this whatever. Like you literally just pass the account type thing, and then you can make any profit, probably with some restrictions, but it's very flexible. Yeah, yeah, it's slimy, bro. It's still a decent company, obviously, but if I had to weigh it up, I can see the direction Top Step are taking it, and I can see the direction Apex are taking. I'm just waiting for this hourly close to see how this respects. 15-minute on ES. It's okay. I mean, it's still closing below the level of liquidity. I suppose that's somewhat of importance. We'll see what we get. Yeah. Bro, do you know about the gold rush in America like a long time ago? So, um, essentially people were moving out to this exact, I can't remember exactly the state. It might have been like Colorado or California or something. But people on or Nevada, but people were moving out to this state because someone found gold and they convinced everyone that like they made it try and they made it mainstream that like there was this whole land was full of gold and you could change your life and type thing. And so what happened was everyone moved out there and they were trying to all go on a hunt for gold, so setting up camps, doing their own personal mining operations, working together type things, some of them. And the the story is, yeah, you've probably heard this, but during the gold rush, the only people that got rich were the people that sold shovels. And it makes me think about trading, bro. Trading has become such a massive. This actually doesn't look good for sales right now, is all I'm gonna say. But trading doesn't look at that, man. Equal lows, equal highs, that's crazy. But trading is a bit like that gold rush scenario, where it's become so mainstream. Everyone is trying to do it. Everyone's trying to have some sort of piece of the pie, and the only people that are making money, or not making money, but the only people who are truly benefiting from both sides of the equation, so whether people make money or people lose money, are prop firms. They're the real winners. There's like some dude on Twitter. He's like a 19-year-old or 20-year-old guy, and he owns some like big prop firm for futures, or is it forex? And I'm pretty sure he's doing some dodgy, shady stuff, but he gets away with it a bit. And it's like, man, I mean, to be fair, like, big ups that guy for even committing to something like that and doing it. Starting a business. But yo, that's crazy, bro. This is kind of where you want to be. You want to be that guy selling shovels. Hmm. Okay, so 40 seconds until that closes. I just want to check what potential sweeps we've had. If I was to look at the premium and discount now, so okay, we haven't made a new low because we're currently still making a low. Oh well, this is the low, obviously, but um, if I was to draw it from there till there, 50% is now there. But if I draw it from there till there, let me see on the 5 minute. See on the 5 minute, it did touch it. So yeah, okay. So for me, somewhat 50% has been touched. We did touch a PD array. The liquidity sweep is a bit bad though. So like, even if this was a potential trade here, I'm just not eager to get in because it looks ooh, bad. The hourly did close below. Okay, so we got what we wanted. Not too bad. After making an equal high and an equal low, one of these will get swept. Considering we've got SMT at the top, and this low is closer than that high, what's the chances now that we completely reverse and take buy side without taking this low? I think that's pretty slim. I need to check the 2-minute. I think, is there a potential for a 2-minute sell here in this? I'm not doing this just yet. I'm just considering as an option. Let's go back through these time frames. Let's reconfirm what I'm thinking. 3-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute. The 1-minute sweep. I do like that 5-minute structure though. I like how it's continually disrespecting bearish PD rays. I mean, yeah. Respecting bearish PD rays, disrespecting bullish. The 15-minute is kind of giving us what we want. We're getting a sort of retracement back into that hourly for our point of interest. The 2-minute is verifiable with some kind of liquidity sweep. I would have preferred to see this high get swept, and it still might. Like, I kind of want to see this high get swept, but is that a bit much? It could be, because what have we got in the 1-minute? Okay, actually, let's prepare a little bit better. Oh, I forgot to change over my contract month on the trading view. That's a little derpy moment. So I'm still actually on the old. In fact, I could quickly do it now. So let's add NQU. Let's add that. Oops. And then yeah, it's a little bit cleaner. And then let's add them also. ESU. And then YMU. Right. Switch that. Let's just confirm those PD rays again. Oh, see, this is tricky. So look at what. Wait. Oh yeah, it didn't sweep here, but it's even closer now as buy side. And then this hourly didn't close below this reclaimed order block. That's okay, because I'm curious, like, let me see if it's gonna do a potential another sweep. Let's see. We could get a reversal because we've got a 10 o'clock potential reversal in play. YM looks like it could have just done a manipulation there, and then we seek lower. I'm gonna just monitor the 2-minute here with the same high to make sure that I'm not gonna get any SMT. No, sell side? Why is that my sell side? Let's mark some 15-minute PD rate. Okay, well, I'm not gonna mark it, but this is our potential order block. We are seeking premium of this range, so premium and discount would be ticked off in the case of a sell. Let's check hourly structure. Okay. I prefer the hourly on this YM chart. This is kind of what I was hoping ES to look like. But it's because of these equal highs, I don't like that, actually. Like, we validated these as order blocks. We traveled higher. I don't know. Well, let's filter through and see what we've been given. We've got a 2-minute here as a potential inverse for a sell, but we do want to just confirm that our candles are suggesting lower prices. The 4-hour did close above on ES. I struggle to see how this can go up now without sweeping that sell side. I don't know, it's possible. And YM, what has the YM got? Okay, the 4-hour, oh wait. The 4-hour did respect that as an order block there. Hourly, immediate rebalance type scenario. 15-minute is closing bearish. Power of 3. Yes, it's just going higher though. We need to see how this 15-minute candle reacts. I'm putting a lot of weight into NQ right now because YM is telling me one thing and ES is telling me the other, just from how their structure reads. So I'll allow whatever NQ does to basically carry the weight of that narrative. I'm gonna stay on that 2-minute though, in case it gets inverse. Let me check the 3-minute. Okay, I actually prefer the 3-minute in this scenario. There's a potential 4-minute that might be forming that would look a bit more clean. I'm gonna just draw this out as like, no, I don't want to draw this out yet. I need to wait for this candle to close to be confident about that. Bro, today is actually going to be a dead day if we just reverse here. Equal high, equal low. That's why I'm not trying to see that. Let's just assume, just so I can send it in the chat, so it's somewhat prepared. It might not end up looking like that after the time, but I would rather myself be ready for a potential trade. Yeah, so this is what's happening. Oh, the 5 minutes better. So we've got our point of interest that's been touched, which is this 15-minute order block. But basically counting on the fact that, you know, this candle is gonna respect that as its body. I don't like how we've already traded above mean threshold. But I'll allow it because obviously it doesn't matter too much. Here we've already had a lot of passing through, kinda worked its way in that gap. I mean, all of this is a balanced price area, so does this look bullish? Potentially. Like, do I even expect it to come this high? Maybe. I'm only kind of allowing that because I can see this sweep working. Like, the sweep it previously had here, it doesn't necessarily look good enough. And maybe we might sweep this, but for 5... actually... Oh yeah, there's 2 minutes left of this 5 minute. So this gap might get smaller. Which then actually might mean the 4 minutes better again. But we'll see, we'll see. Okay, we kind of don't want to see that 5 minute, this 15 minutes get closed above. Like, that's not going to look bullish. I mean bearish. This looks good. YM's producing. Okay, yeah, 4 minute is looking... It's looking mighty dandy, actually. 4 minute has given us what we need. I'm gonna remove that. Right, I've got what I need now. I just need to be patient. It's either gonna inverse and we take a loss or a win in this scenario, or we don't get a trade and we've either dodged a bullet or we've missed out. Well, not really missed out, but I need to check that 15-minute close. Okay, so yeah, we are potentially closing above. Don't want that though. No. I need to reject the 1 hour. Oh, the 1 hour touched the rejection block to the tick, and then I would like to see this as the Judas. So since we're touching the rejection block, this was the Judas higher for the continuation lower. I don't... Bro, what? Is it just bad time? I mean, something to be expected is, look at that expansion. So what comes after expansion? Retracement, reversal, or consolidation? and it's likely we're seeing consolidate. It's building accumulation. It's building orders in the market. Hmm. Hmm. We could get a good trade here. I'm gonna draw the tool out. Okay. Or is it just what's the 5 minute showing? Okay, so there is a 5 minute buy side imbalance. Bithy. There is a market. Bithy. I mean, I'm still happy with this because, right, yes, let's check YM once more. Okay. YM always goes up when NQ goes down. It is just, it's magical, bro. Magical. I need to make sure I got this drawn properly. Could just knife to the lows. No, we won't. Don't even know if we'll close below 40 seconds, do we? It's quite a large range candle. Or is it? No, not really. 1 to 1, something like that. Um, I'm gonna readjust that. Nah, see, that's still too much. So, yeah, I'm gonna be using 0.7 times 5, so 35 micros. Because I trade with quite a fair bit of size. Oh no, actually I'm gonna do 8 times 5 is 40. Right, because we've given a bit more room for the stop. It's So I like to use my stops somewhere between this 7986 level. Basically, I look for PD arrays, or I just however comfortable I feel, um, I'll enter it. But it gives a bit of wiggle room for the risk because I have to enter a multiple of 5. So I've got 40 contract limit placed on that there. If this if for this scenario we get this fair value gap being created, I will enter my limit here with a similar stop loss. Um, yeah, something like that maybe, and then target 1 to 1, just to that sell side basically. But it's to readjust the entry because sometimes when it creates this new PD array, sometimes that PD array doesn't get touched now. So I would much rather, like, it's my way of not completely trying to enter, oh look, I'm waiting for the retracement all the way at the top type thing, but then also not just completely FOMOing and jumping in. So I'm still making sure the market's giving me a kind of retracement, or you know, something. Okay, so that's been tagged. Let's just adjust that take profit. Now we just sit and wait. We're patient little robots. Win or loss, don't matter. Has it inversed this 5 minute? Let me see. Okay, so we inverse the 5 minute also. I mean, for market structure, this does look quite bearish. So I'm fairly confident about this trade. Like, I feel good. Um, we'll just have to see how that plays out. But that can also be a bad thing to feel good about trades. It's a good feeling to remember, but it's not a good feeling to have necessarily during a trade because what you're basically doing is you're marrying the idea of a winner's already happening, and if it loses, oh, you're going to be so destroyed. So we have to remain neutral, that there is a possibility created equal highs that it wants to reverse and sweep those highs, since we are in an accumulation phase, right? Like, it doesn't have to take this sell side here and now. It could leave this just like it's left all these other lows. We're trying to time the market along with technicals, whereas right now might not be the time to take that low, and that's okay. There's always going to be another trade that, if we just follow our rules, follow our checklist, it'll work out. I actually keep like a, not a diary entry, but like a calendar checklist of every trade I place. I put a tick in. It's only one or two categories. It either followed my entire check, and I have to do it. Sometimes I hate doing it, right? Because it it's like the it's the opposite of my ego that has to do it, because essentially one side of the checklist is has written, did it follow, yeah, one side of the like diagram has written, did it follow my checklist, and then the other side is, did it not. And essentially every trade I place, win or lose, right? So it doesn't matter, win or lose, I have to place a line in either one of those categories. Now, this is what I actually think is crazy. It's the biggest life hack I ever got. It was like, instead of looking at trading as win or losses, I look at this chart as win and losses. So a win for me is placing a trade that matches my entire checklist, and then a loss for me is it could still be a win, but a loss is something that didn't follow my checklist. And I think if you look at trading in terms of that, right, like where instead of looking at whatever you're gaining or how your account's doing or whatever, if you're just following, making sure that you're placing the same kind of trades every single time, bro, that is literally winning right there. So yeah, placing my entire checklist. Like I have a printout version of my checklist in a, what is this? It's like a plastic, we call it in the UK a plastic wallet. So it's like a little plastic container type thing that I can see through, and I can see the paper to keep it safe. And I just read through it every single time. And that's what I'm doing every session. And the bit at the bottom, in fact, you can find the exact same piece of paper that I'm looking at in my Discord under the notes. Oh, no, not under notes. It's at the bottom of my Discord. It's called My Strategy. If you scroll up, there's a piece of paper that says checklist. That's the exact checklist that I use. So there's a price action part, and then there's like a finding bias section. And my goal is to just read through those price action templates every time, just to make sure what I've entered is correct. But let's monitor what we're getting in terms of price. So we have got a bearish 5-minute gap, and we inverse this gap. So we could be just reaching back into the dealing range, or this 5-minute gap for the silver bullet 5-minute sell continuation lower. Also, on ES, we are digging back into this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. However, is that structure being reflected on NYM? So this is why I don't trust that structure on ES, because although it has done this and it has made equal highs, is that structure being what's being more respected on NYM? Are we looking more bullish? Or are we looking more bearish? So we already swept the highs, and we do kind of have some kind of low form of, not low form, but a form of low resistance liquidity with these stacked lows. This is almost like 2022 mentorship. We swept the high, strong rejection, probably 1 minute market maker sell model all the way into these lows. That looks like the more likely scenario. Or would you think that we do this? It's probable, but what is more probable? And then let's just check the 5-minute to confirm. Okay, so the 5-minute is reflecting bearish order flow, creating bearish PD arrays, respecting bearish PD arrays. Let's double check ES to see where we're at. So ES is it's like the odd sheep in this scenario. It's not providing us with that necessarily overly bearish structure, but we do have SMT, and I think that lends what like, although we have this sort of bullish structure, that is kind of the reason why, is because it's given us the SMT. So back to the 15, let's go back to the hourly and just double check what we're getting. We've already had, if you can just ignore these drawings, we've already had from candle open an entire range all the way up. And actually, the hourly breaker that we were previously looking at was basically disrespected. So my initial worries of this hourly PD rate taking us higher it feels a little bit better about that. 15 minute, we didn't get our closure below here to create this as a bearish order block. I would have preferred to have seen that. Usually when candles do this, so if they create, for example, like this, right? So it creates a bearish candle, the next candle is instantly bullish and it clears the high and it closes above. Usually that next candle that digs back into it will have another sharp reaction, and this continued here, looked like this. Bearish, bullish. Reacted from this sharp reaction, it then dug back into this candle, another sharp reaction because this candle closed above that high. This candle didn't close above that high, so it kind of filtered off with the strength. At least that's how I read this in terms of speed. I'm going to get rid of that trading tool because I'm not currently using that. I look at, like, that's not the trade I'm in. This is the trade that I'm in. I don't check the 1 minute, but I will just have a peek. Yeah, and then we stay off. We need to stay on them higher time frames to make sure we don't get ourselves in some mess trying to mismanage a trade due to a 1 minute PD array. I do want to mark premium and discount. Oh, it's already marked. So here's premium on the, here's equilibrium, right? And we're very close to it. So even now, a continued move higher, maybe even OTE. But this is why I have my stop loss sort of like up here, is in case it wants to do that equilibrium retracement, potentially a low optimal trade entry scenario. Any higher than this, and it it's usually the case of you've got the bias wrong and that it's actually bullish, or whatever the trade is for that example, bearish, or you know Tanger is bearish right now, bro. That's jokes, mate, because like, oh, if she's bearish I need to be bullish, bro. No, you should have said this before I'm in my trade. Oh, now we know. Okay, so if this loses, bro, we know. Oh snap. Yo, I'm not gonna lie though. I really don't like how ES looks right now. I really don't like. Oh, because that just looks like it wants to take this high, and I feel like because ES has the better structure. I mean, it's got the equal lows also. Bro, this was so close. No. Yeah, it might end up. I mean, of course I'm not trying to see it go higher because I'm in a sell, but just in general, like if I wasn't in a trade and I was looking at this market, you got to remember that like your sanity and your like you being correct on the markets isn't something you should force, but it is something you should care about. So for instance, what do I mean by that, right? Is this, let's say you're looking at the markets, let's say you're not in a position, but you're entirely bearish until this low. If you then see that we've literally reversed and not taken that low, you're then going to be questioning yourself and going like, wait, what did I do wrong? Like that type of scenario, and it can be healthy because you can learn a lot from that, but then also it can be unhealthy because that can then send you in some spiral that you don't need to be in, because it's normal sometimes to get it wrong. And that's just kind of like for my own sanity, like regardless of whenever I'm in this trade, because my bias was bearish, I kind of want to see that play out to know that I read price right, because now if price goes up, what happened is that I read price wrong, because ultimately I have to take full responsibility. So if I've read price wrong, what have I done? Now I'm gonna have to sit here for an entire hour going through all my PD arrays, all the different time frames, looking through all these different charts. I need to know. I can't be like sometimes I'm lying in my bed before I'm going to sleep, looking through these charts to make sure I did the right move. It gets deep. Anyways, I'm basically banking on the fact that this 5 minute holds. That's kind of my straw. Oh dear. Oh snap. Oh, that's such a shame. That don't look good, bro. That don't look good. Because this is kind of deep optimal trade entry already. Kind of touched it. At the same time, this is reflecting bullish PD rays. What's YM doing? Okay, YM's chilling. But I'm not gonna like this is why I shouldn't even watch the charts. I don't even think anyone should. I think when you're in a trade, I think you should just leave it. In fact, do you know what? I'm gonna go run and go get a drink. That way, I'm not looking at the charts, and because I do need a drink, I've been talking. I've got no water, so I'll be back in a second. If it hits my stop loss, that's okay. If it hits my take profit, that's okay. I'll be back in a second. All right, I'm back, y'all. How we doing? Howdy, folks. Yeah. I'm just monitoring that 15 minute on ES. Let's have another glance at 15 minute for NQ. Basically, get rid of. I just want to mark out where 86 is. It makes it a bit cleaner. Tanja might be eating today then. If this hits take profit, she might finally get a win. Big man things. Or maybe I might just get karma for saying that. Oh wait, I didn't even see your messages. Sorry, bro. I just seen them now. So all Tanja's fault. I went short. Um, I went short on 4 minute. Oh wait, the same trade, bro. The American accent's illegal. Tanja's. Oh, that was at 39. I see. You just sent that. Tanja's stopped out. By the way, her stop loss placement's bookie. I might take a peek. I gotta load up the live stream real quick. I'll take a quick peek. I'll play it through. I'll just. Also, she's in another trade. Oh wait, what? How's she in another one? Or is this the same trade then? Oh, yeah, she's in like some. Oh, some guy in the chat knows. Some guy said this is gamble, and then some guy said that the stream's gonna end so fast if it hits her stop loss. Yo, bro, I ain't hating, but I don't know why she be ending her stream so fast when she takes a loss. Like she literally can't take a loss. She gets so mad so fast, and that's a bad sign. I think it's better to just literally like close your eyes for a second, take a deep breath, realize what's just happened. Sorry, realize what's just happened. That you've taken a loss. You can't go back. That's it. You've taken it now, and you just have to work out what went wrong. That's it. That's all you can do. You can't dwell on the past. You can't ponder over the future. You gotta bear just figure out what happened. Someone just said the analysis was let's watch what happens. That's jokes, bro. That's jokes. I, I mean, she's in the same trade as me, but for me, I feel like mine's valid just because, I've sat here this entire time doing my analysis live. I've basically read out all my price action thoughts. I haven't necessarily seen what she's done, but looks like people are hating a little bit. It's pretty funny. Oh snap, she re-entered. Wait, what? Let me see this. Oh, she did. You're right. She did. Ah, see, this is what she did, yeah? Do you remember what? So I don't know if you were here or you might have heard or you might have had him on mute, but essentially, I'll just quickly recap. On this 2 minute chart here, I said that this wasn't enough of a sweep and I was looking for this here. She entered, I think, from what I can see, like here, right? So she tried getting in on the 1 minute in here, maybe for a sell in this gap, thinking that this was now the reversal into sell side. It took her stop loss with the sweep, and now she's re-entered here with the stop loss placement is bookie that she's got. But I think the trade might work out because we've had that sweep now. Oh snap, we're having some yo. Oh, I didn't even realize that candle. Yo, this candle's mad. Also, I would say you could hold to sell side or even this low, but like I say every single time, I'm only just aiming for my one-to-ones. That's it. And it did get touched, but it didn't take me fully out. I need a little bit more. That's okay. I'm still confident that it will touch it again. But it only half took me out because it touched that for just a second. But this is quite a big displacement. We should be looking to take these lows though. Let's just check. Aye, she might take her first W, bro. True, yeah. Like, I ain't one to be pocket watching or trying to count other people's wins and losses because ultimately I don't care that much. Like, I care more about myself. But yo, I will be real. I, I seen her take like 8 losses in a row, and I'm just gonna say that I don't think I've ever had 8 losses in a row in my life. I don't know. Like, I might have at some point, but not at this stage in my career. Like like learning ICT. I'm not bigging myself up with ego, but I feel like I can somewhat read price action at least enough to not take 8 losses in a row. I don't know. I might be capping those. So okay, that hit full take profit. Big ups, big ups. Yeah, yo, if you took that too, bro, that's a sick trade. Nice one. Well, to be fair, I don't know where your take profit is because you might have this on sell side. But for me, I'm out. I'm outie, bro. Man's skating off to the bank. Bro, why is... Yo, you know this Patrick Wyland dude? Yo, I gotta be careful, because if I ever blow up in the future, bro, people might just be reading these... People might be listening to this stuff, but this Patrick Wyland dude, bro, man's got a wife, you know? And she was going around visiting... Oh, look at this. This is nice. There we go, there's sell side. But she was going around visiting him. In like a friendly way, I suppose, but I did think it was a bit weird. I was like, bro, I don't know. They're recording themselves in the restaurant and that, like, yo, like it's a date, bro. Here's something I kind of Nah, I'm not going to go into this now. It's a bit deep. I'll talk about it next stream, but it's about basically optimizing the strategy to get an even better risk to reward and just um potential things that you could do. So I'm not necessarily saying enter at the top of a fair value gap, but let's just imagine that you did for the exact same trade, instead of a 1-to-1, it's almost a 1-to-3. Just like comprehend that for a second. That's pretty mad. I mean, yeah, for this example, it is a bit, what would you call it? Like hindsight, and it's a bit cherry picked. That's that I literally accept that. Like it definitely is cherry picked right now. But let's just say even then, like, you know, a slightly, maybe the heart, maybe the midpoint of an inverse or something. But I'm not gonna get too much into it. But like it does affect the risk to reward like a little bit. It's kind of good. So that's something I'm looking at, is to trying to optimize. I'm trying to like better my entries because like long term, I think I'm confident enough with that higher time frame narrative bias, whatever. But like entering can be the difference between. It is kind of easy, but it is the difference between getting a 1R and then getting a 3R, and then the snowball effect of that is that, let's say you're a guy that can only get 1Rs because you haven't got great entries, which is somewhat me, but I, I still think I'm okay. But if you could optimize that for, like, let's even just say a 2R, if you're like somewhat just break even, or let's say not even profitable, getting that then 2R by optimizing your entries might be the difference between making you a positive trader. Right, that's enough waffle for today, man. I've been waffling. Well, we only take dubs around here, bro. No, not really. I think I'm 2 wins, 2 losses on stream right now, but like that's okay. I'm not happy. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm not happy about them 2 losses I took, because I checked back over them and they both didn't follow my rules, and it's disappointing because I had to put them in that box where it's like it didn't follow my rules, and it just sucks that that's on my record now. That the first, I had to take 2 losses before I realized I was basically only taking trades just for the stream. Yeah, but it's calm. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna plug that 99% win. No. Alright, I'm gonna dip in a second. Alright, GG on the trade. Alright, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. And yeah, thanks to anyone that's been here for the whole time, or even if you just tuned in for a little bit. I appreciate that. Yeah, if there's any questions, you guys have, I swear, just literally, like, because I'm not sure who's watching this or who may watch this in the future, but just just hit me up with a DM or ask in the Discord, anything. It don't matter. I'll answer any question. I don't gatekeep anything. Like, if I know anything about any question you've got, I'll give it all. And I think that's what everybody should do, really, because you know. And just to preface as well, none of my anything I ever say is not waffle. Like, it's not watered down version of ICT. Everything I'm talking about is complete ICT. So yeah, I'm a dip. Safe, guys. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Take care. Have a good evening. Peace.